Hello, Best Life Tribe. Hello, Best Life Tribe. Welcome to the Grow Your Glow podcast. Come on in. Gonna wait for. Oh, all right. I see me live here in the tribe. Welcome, Best Life Tribe. I'm so glad that you are back and joining me for episode 2 of Grow Your Glow podcast. Um, I'm excited about today because we have a really super amazing guest. And we have some prizes and we have some giveaways and things like that we talked about. So make sure that you stay to the end and so that you can qualify to get some of these prizes and goodies that we have for you. So I am going to hit the live button. If you have any questions about our special guest, make sure that you put them in the comments in Facebook. And I will try to ask her and answer the questions as we go along. But I'm excited. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to count us down until we go live. So you'll be on live with me tonight on Grow Your Glow. So be back in 10 seconds. Don't go anywhere. It's 10 seconds. Hey, welcome to the Grow Your Glow podcast with me, your host, Dawn Fitch. And I'm an entrepreneur, speaker, wellness cheerleader, and girl trying to live her best life. When I started to feel overwhelmed with this new normal and felt like my light was dimming, I remembered all the things I needed to do to grow my glow. So if this is sounding familiar to you, sit back and relax because we're discussing great topics and we've got inspirational guests to make sure that you laugh, grow, and get your glow. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Grow Your Glow podcast. I'm your host, Dawn Fitch. And tonight, we hope that you are going to be inspired to shine and get your glow back. I'm really excited tonight. And first of all, let me say the Grow Your Glow podcast is sponsored by Puka Pure and Simple. Tonight is episode 2. Very excited. I got through my first episode. It was awesome. Hopefully, if you watched it, it was or listened to it. It was Stacy Gatlin was our guest, and she was just amazing. She had a wonderful story, and she just shared with us how through the pandemic and through everything we're going through, how she managed to keep herself just okay and her family okay. And we have an equally exciting guest tonight. Her name is Kimberly Sumpter. And again, she's another good friend of mine. First of all, I would just like to say for all of you who are watching on video, if you watched the first episode, look who upped her game a little, okay? I got my little headphones on. I got a little mic. I might break out into song. I'm not really sure what's going to happen. But if you see up there, I got a little header on there. Yeah. So I came back to the drawing board and I was like, let me get this right. Because I know that these ladies, all the ladies that I'm going to have on here are going to just bring something. They're bringing their A game. So I wanted to make sure that I step it up here on the podcast and bring my A game. So that is actually me having the right equipment. And another reason is my guest today, Kimberly Sumpter, who I'm going to bring on soon, is actually my podcast teacher. Okay. She's the one who taught me how to podcast. So I can't be sitting up here raggedy, not having all my equipment. I feel like this is like a test and I'm going to pass. And look, that's nothing against Kimberly because she's super supportive, but I wanted to make sure I represented her in the right way. So let's get on to it and let me introduce her and bring her on. I'm going to read a little bit of her bio, but I really want to actually have her talk about it and have her tell you all about just everything that she's doing and how she's inspiring so many women. So I'm going to just say, I'm going to read a little bit. I'm digging through the bio because I don't want to give too much stuff away. I can tell you she's an entrepreneur and she owns her own candle company called Wax Candy Candles. And that's how we met during the our entrepreneur journey. She's also a podcaster, as I just told you, and she's a mentor and a coach for another great organization. She's going to talk more about that. Let me tell you how inspired you will be about our next guest. And another great thing is Kimberly is, I guess, the first person that I've ever met that loves sound. Like she was a DJ in Texas, like on the radio, and her voice is bomb. Like, did you hear my little intro? I tried to actually talk like her. I don't really do that in real life. You know how I sound, but her voice is amazing and she's truly into sound. And like, that's one of her passions. So I am excited. I'm going to stop talking. So the next voice that you hear is Kimberly Sumpter. Let me put this out there. Hey, Kim.
Hey, Dawn. Hey, you always crack me up. I'm trying to keep a straight face, but I just can't help it with you. Thank you
Wait,
so much.
do you all hear that? Her voice is just like honey. It's honey. Like, and when you talk to her, you start talking like honey too. Like, hey, Kim, how you doing? I can't keep it up. Like in
Oh my
5 minutes, I'll
goodness.
be done back to talking like Dawn.
Oh
But welcome,
goodness.
Kim. Welcome to Grow Your Glow.
I'm so proud of you, Dawn. This is so amazing. No, seriously, I always have to tell you how I just adore you so much, but I am so super proud of course, everything that you're doing. I want to put that out there. And I am even more proud that you actually pulled out your microphone
And put it on.
because I was going to get on you after the fact if you had not. So
I
I
know.
thank you. Yeah, you sound great, and this is incredible.
Oh,
So there we
Kim.
go.
Kim, welcome. And look, can I just say, you told me how to tuck my hair, so I do have my
There you
headphones.
go.
Look, I got my headphones
Yes.
on.
Yes.
So this is just exciting. And we're going to get into how you've inspired me. Like this podcast, me becoming a podcaster was because of you. And that was just, there's nothing else to say about that. It was 100% because of you. I took the course, you walked me through it. It's been amazing. We're going to talk about that. But as you probably know, Grow Your Glow is all about just inspiring other women. We have gone through some crazy times, 2020, 2021. It's been a lot. And
Mhm.
I've just met a lot of people in the tribe that are just starting to feel like, oh, like they're just overwhelmed. And how do they, get back to where they were? And then some people like, I don't want to get back to where I was. I want to get somewhere better.
Right.
So this podcast is really, I'm hoping, going to inspire people to find ways to get their self glowing and get back on track. So I know your story and everything that you've been doing is definitely going to help people. So I'm gonna get on with my little interview teach. Okay.
Okay, there you go.
And it definitely, I
Mhm.
know us, we're going to break into a whole bunch of conversations. So I'm going to try to
Right.
stay on focus so people get everything they need. But just managing 2020. Like if I say that one more time, 2020, 2021, I mean, the times that like we've never witnessed before. So I would just love for you to just share with people about, your trials, tribulations, because everybody can relate. Everybody went through something, what it was like for you. And everybody has their experience, so what was your mindset during that time?
Well, leading into 2020, I'd actually started my podcasting courses, which was in November, December of 2019. So once I got past the fear and I was able to do that, I was just all set for 2020. I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I knew how pretty much it was going to go. And that was the avenue or where I was going to kind of jump into because remember, a year prior to, I'd left my job and I wanted to take a chance to see if I could make all the things that I was passionate about work. So I had the plan. Plan didn't quite work out the way, obviously, I wanted it to. I had a class that was set, my very first class, full fledged, where people actually paid, not just my friends who were taking the podcasting course, but people who actually paid for this course. And I was supposed to meet up with them in March. We could not meet up. It was the big and the very first pivot moment for me because now I had to take this new thing that I was doing and turn it into a virtual space. And I was scared. And the only reason why I did it was because I had people's money and I really didn't want to give it back. So there you go, right? So I knew that I needed to figure it out. For myself, again, I had so many plans about the things that I wanted to do on the
Mm,
professional level and growing my
mm,
business. But on the personal level, I did not take into account how much stress and how many things would be affecting me during that time. I tried so hard to do so much work to build a business, to be focused on that, that I let myself go. My
wow.
mental health, my
Yeah.
physical health,
Right.
sitting in front of a laptop and a computer all day long and just not nourishing myself in any other way. And that became what 2020 was for me.
Wow.
I did not break out of that because it wasn't serving me until 2021 when I realized
Okay.
that yes, I took this time to build on the one area, but there were other things that I could have taken this year to do, or last year to do that I didn't.
No, I mean, I think a
Yeah,
lot of people did that. They took that experience and just the stress and put it somewhere else. It's just like,
yes,
all right, I'm just going to focus over here, and this is just what I'm going to do. And especially people in the entrepreneur lane, it's like,
mhm,
all right, well, one, we have to pay our rent and feed ourselves, so
right,
we're just going to, focus on our business. And it was very easy to think that was self care because you were keeping busy, your mind was off of it. But I think all of us started to feel, just entrepreneur or not, you just started to feel the weight and the stress of that. I do want to go back to podcasting
mhm.
because, as you said, you started your first podcast class. And for those of you who don't know, how many classes have graduated now?
Um, you know, a lot. Let me see. Here's the funny thing. I I started off with me just teaching the classes, having
Right.
my own cohorts in my business. But then I also stepped out on faith and I decided that I was going to contact the local community college to see if anyone was interested or if they had any podcasting courses available. Because I needed to replenish my income,
Mm,
in 2020, obviously. And that turned into other opportunities. So I have taught maybe between my cohorts with my company, teaching from the college, and then also having the opportunity where I teach for an organization called the Classroom Au Pair, which gave me an opportunity to teach young adults from all around the world the medium, of podcasting. I've probably the number of podcasters that I've probably taught over the year have been over 250.
oh my gosh.
um, and the amount of classes, I actually have a class that's going to be starting next month with the college, or actually two next month with the college. And then I'm launching out another platform for my own podcasting. And that was all out of fear. It was all out of fear. It wasn't
Wow.
the plan. It was definitely not the plan. But I am continuing now, going into year two of just continuing on with
Amazing.
teaching. Yeah.
And a lot of it, not all of it, but a lot of it are you focus on Black female podcasters. So
Yes.
just tell us, one, why do you love podcasting? Why is it
Ah,
important for Black women to have a voice in
mm.
podcasting? And how just everyday, average, regular people like me and us can have a podcast and can reach people. So speak to that a little.
Yes, I have such a love for my sisters and Black women and collaboration in our community. And I feel that we are underrepresented as far as our voices are concerned. I think there's so much that needs to be said and that we have to say. And you don't have to be a public figure, you don't have to be a celebrity in order to have a valued opinion or thought. And I think that you can create with a podcast your own lane. Like there are no rules to podcasting. That's why I love it so much. There are no
Mhm.
rules. And you can garner an audience that wants to listen to exactly what it is that you want to put out into the universe. So I think it's really important for us to start using our voices. If you have an opinion on something, if you have something that you really love or you want to explore, or you want to have conversations with other women or people, and you really want to just kind of spread that out so other people can be a part of that conversation,
Mm,
you are the perfect candidate for podcasting, which means
yeah.
that it is everyone who is listening. Because again, I know that there is something that needs to be said. And the only person that can say it in the way that you can say it is you. Right.
Mm,
So I can't do what you do, Dawn. You can't do what I do. And we
mhm.
don't want to do, what each other
Right.
does, but we're very individual, unique people, and our voices and our experience, all of those things speak to creating a beautiful platform for other people to follow and listen and support.
Wow. And podcasting is self-care.
Yes, it
You can speak
is.
about self-care and you
Yes.
get this cool equipment, guys. So
Yes,
look,
yes,
Dornfish got a mic. Watch
yes.
out. I love that, Kim. And you have for years tried to be like, Dawn, you need a podcast. Dawn, you need a podcast. I'm like,
Mhm.
I didn't get it. I just didn't.
Yeah.
And now I see the power in just being able to share your voice, share your story. So
Yes.
I thank you so much for that. And I hope that anybody that is listening just understands you don't have to be a celebrity to have a podcast. You know, if you have something you want to say, have a podcast. And look, and look up Kim, because we're going to give you all her information and she's going to show you, she can walk you through having a podcast, because this has been an amazing experience. And just the fact that I'm on here, I feel such a sense of accomplishment, and just that I can
Mhm.
bring something like this wonderful, like you speaking to other people. So I'm excited about that. Now, I don't know about you spending your whole year podcasting through 2021, but what it look 2020, whatever gets you through,
Mhm.
whatever got you
Mhm.
through. Now, also, you're an entrepreneur in
Yes.
another way, because I
Yes.
met you through Wax Candy, which is your candle company.
Yes.
And that's amazing. I mean, I've wholesaled your candles in my shop. You have done workshops with the candles. Did candles and making during 2020 or during that time, did that help give you some self-care, or was that not part of the
You know,
what
it's
helped?
really funny. It initially did. It initially
Mhm.
did, but in 2020, in just full transparency, Dawn is amazing. She allowed me to share part of her space where she is, so that I am not making, producing candles out of my kitchen and selling out of my trunk. So you legitimized me right there for my business. So
I
I
like buying
appreciate that
candles
as
out your trunk,
well.
Kim.
Yes, there you go. But I made the move in 2020.
Yeah.
You'd moved into another space. I had the opportunity to move into my own space at that time,
Mhm.
which was a much smaller space. I was super excited and happy. And guess what? A month after I moved into that space, COVID happened.
Yeah.
Not only did COVID happen, but the entire floor where I had my space was shut down. So it was a mourning process for me, and it was a fork in the road where I had to decide, what do I want to do? Now podcasting is here. I have the candles, and now what's happening is I'm having to revert back to doing this out of my kitchen. And I didn't want to do that. And it was really hard for me to come to the decision of what do I do now? I've been making candles and I've had a candle business for over 8 years. Everybody everybody knows I'm Kim with the big hair and I make candles. I mean, that was a part of my identity. And
Yeah.
how am I going to now not do this? So because of those reasons, candle making at that point, I didn't have the connection with it, because I was so connected to the business part of it that I lost the ability to look at the candle making as a
Right.
therapeutic part of what I always loved about it, because I was no longer in the space that was conducive to me feeling great about making these candles. Um, but what I have done is I have made a decision with the company where I'm no longer having it as a standalone, quote unquote, candle business. I don't have a desire to open up a brick and mortar. I don't have the desire to compete with other candle brands. But what I am doing is I'm still, with the love of what I do in making those candles, I'm actually integrating it into my podcast business. So
Mm.
now I'm making my own customized candles for merch for women who listen to the podcast. And I'm doing something
Mm.
right now where I'm working on a project, and you may have seen some of the artwork where I'm taking a select number of friends that I've interviewed on the podcast. I'm using their likeness, and I am naming a candle after them.
Oh.
And that is the way that I want to now, keep
Kim.
candles. Yes, Dawn, you're
I
there.
was like, is there a
Dawn,
Dawn
yes,
candle?
a
Okay.
Dawn
All right.
candle is
Okay.
coming.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, a Dawn candle is coming. So these are going to be special edition candles. The
Wow.
candles will have the name of the person that I so adore. It will also have the story behind how we met. So there's a story in that. And
Wow.
it really kind of represents that these women have ignited some type of fire in me along
Wow.
my journey in my life. So that's why they're being represented in that way. So
Wow.
I lost the business as it was, but it really wasn't a loss. It was actually really a big pivot and a big jump,
Right.
and
Right.
still being able to find a way for me to integrate now the two things that I love the most: candle
Wow.
making and podcasting.
What a blessing.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, Kim. Look, and not just because there's going to be a dawn candle. It's
Yes,
just
not
beautiful.
because.
It's just
Yes.
beautiful. So
Yes.
so let me ask you this. So
Mhm.
so there was a lot going on with your business
Mhm.
and you were growing your podcasting, going down that lane, and you said you really just put everything into like I'm going to just focus on this because of all this craziness outside. But how did you get self-care then, or how are you getting self-care now? Like how are you keeping your mind and looking inward like I need to take care of Kim? Like how are you
Right.
doing that now?
What I am doing right now is learning, or I have learned the power of no. I
Mm,
learned the power of no. And I also, you know, over the year, there has been a lot of self realization and a lot of reflection that I have had over the past year. I feel like it is okay not to be okay. That's number
yeah.
one. And I now make a conscious effort to shut it down.
Mm,
I give my 9 to 5, and that's that. I'm
wow.
not 9 to 501. I'm not
Mm,
9 to 5:30. I am 9 to 5, because what I do is I give all that I can give in the 8 hours time. I now am scheduling time for myself, for the things that I love, for the people that I love, for the things that I still want to explore. So that for me is a form of self-care, by being very present, because I wasn't
mm,
present before. I wasn't present. Things in life sometimes puts a halt on things that
yeah.
you feel are important, and you have
Mhm,
to kind of reassess those things. And that's a part of, what happened. And, you and I had discussed those things,
yeah.
but I am very happy now. I'm happy that my perspective on life and what is most important and putting myself first is something that I have never ever done. And
Mm,
I know now that it is not selfish to put
wow.
yourself first. It is
Mhm,
important, it's imperative, it is something that you must do to sustain yourself and sustain the things that you want to do and the people that you love. You have to be right first. You have
wow.
to be okay.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. It's every day, working on self-discovery and respecting my own boundaries and keeping those boundaries.
Mm. So it was just like you said, the power of no.
Yes.
And it's such a hard thing for us, especially as
Mhm.
women of color. It's hard to say no. But what I really, really love about that is you said during your 9 to 5, you give it your all. And then
Mhm.
you're out. Because a lot of times, well, sometimes we don't feel like being there. We don't feel like doing anything. Da, 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 da. But if you give it your all at 5 o'clock, you have no problem walking out that door with a sense
Right.
of, I gave you everything I'm giving you for this day and I'm done.
Yes, and
So,
and finding something that you love. If you can do something in that 9 to 5 space that gives you, that makes you feel, gives you joy, or you feel like you're really putting something positive out into other people or into the world. If that's the ultimate thing, and that is the one thing that I found something that I can pour myself into, my heart, and I feel so accomplished at the end of the day when I've done what I have done. And I also have, work for a company, which is, I actually work for a nonprofit who respects that space. They
okay.
respect that space with their employees, and they actually have taught me. We have a self care day once a month where
What?
we get paid to be off, because they understand that it's important for us to replenish ourselves. If we're not good, then we can't be good for the company. We can't be good for ourselves, our families, for the people that we serve, with what we do within the company. So all of those types of things, have they really have kind of got hit over the head this year with, okay,
Right.
2020, you may not have learned the lesson then, but
Right.
now we understand that we cannot continue to move forward not caring for ourselves.
Wow.
And yeah, so
And you get that your company gives you a self-care day every month.
Yes, we get a
Mm.
self-care day every single month. I'm a Friday, which is always good, right?
Yep, yep. That
They
is
yeah, they gave me a beautiful stipend, so that, all of us as employees, just a wellness stipend where I was able to buy myself a treadmill. So
stop.
yeah,
Hammer time.
time of
You
time,
got a
yes.
wellness stipend to buy a treadmill.
Yeah, I had
This
a,
is what
a
I'm talking
nice,
about.
yeah, a
Yeah.
nice. So this is the importance of also, I am blessed and lucky, because the stars aligned for me. I know that there are some of us who have been in our jobs for 20 years and we've worked our fingers to the bone and we're doing all that we can do and we don't have those types of perks. But I got lucky with that and I respect that and I love that. But again,
You know what, Kim? I'm going to stop you there because I don't think, look, we know prayers, blessings, luck. I
yes,
believe that.
yes,
But you
yes.
also, and I want people to share what you do
Hmm.
because the reason you're in this wonderful job and position is because you've poured into so many people. So this wasn't just like, hey, I applied for a job. You are doing something which is part of your podcasting, part of Wax Candy, the candle
Hmm.
making, and part of you again pouring into other people. So tell people what your 9 to 5 is.
Right. So I work for a nonprofit organization called Rising Tide Capital, and we are an organization that helps underserved communities. Our focus is women and people of color who are interested in starting and growing their businesses. We provide a 12-week program, a community business academy program that helps them understand the A to the Z of how to not only run a business, build a business, but to sustain it. And
Mm.
I am in a position, as the senior uh, I'm the senior manager for the Business Acceleration Services department, where our job is to, once you've graduated out of those classes, all the resources, all the things that you need that help you to sustain and build that business. That is what we are here for. So I was a entrepreneur in their program, back in 2014. And I have gone through many phases with Rising Tide, becoming an instructor, becoming a coach, winning a competition. So I started off, at the bare bones, not understanding anything about business. And now here I am helping to serve others who are in the position like me. And I find it such a rewarding thing. And it is the only reason why I went back to work. And I always said, and let me tell you, the things that you put out in the universe, the things that you
Mm.
speak with your mouth will
Amen.
actually manifest, whether it
Yes.
is good or not so good. And the
Yep.
thing that I said is the only way that I would go back to work is if Rising Tide Capital gave me a call. And in 2020, Rising Tide Capital gave me a call. So I am, because just I can't even begin to explain. I feel like my life is filled with so many full circle moments, and
Mm.
I have so much gratitude, and I don't ever want to get to a place where I don't remember how this all came to be with
Wow.
every part of my life.
Yeah.
So people believed in me. For me to be able to pour into someone else, it was because someone poured into me
Mm.
when I was at my worst,
Yeah.
my very worst. So I think this is, maybe a manifestation of some or all of those things, but I am just grateful,
Mm.
and I am every step of the way with everything. I am just grateful. I went to an event tonight. We talked about it. I went to an event tonight, saw all these beautiful Black women, and the event was, it was just amazing. I saw all these beautiful Black women, and I was just filled with so much gratitude being
Gratitude.
in the room
Mm.
with
Mm.
so many women that were, and it wasn't about what they've accomplished. It was about the fact that I was connecting with women who I know are like me.
Yes.
No matter what
Yes.
kind of stripes they have on right now, I know they went through the trenches.
Yeah.
They went through something in order to get there. But to be able to witness that and to sit at the table,
Mm.
and to be a part of that, like that, to me, that's the reward. That is the biggest reward for me.
Well, I'm going to take from that, Kim, just like you said,
Yeah.
and I'm going to make a pledge right now. I am not going into Puka tomorrow unless Oprah calls me.
You know what?
Okay.
Yes, there
I'm gonna
you
take that
go.
right from you, Kim. Like
Yes.
I am gonna speak it. So if Puka's closed
Yes.
for a couple of months, you all know why.
There you go.
But
There
the
you
power, but
go.
you're right, Kim. The power of your mind, your thoughts, like it's just super, super powerful. And that I think you froze a little. Oh no. All right, everyone, hold on. Technical difficulties. I think Kim will realize that she froze, and hopefully she'll be back. Um, This is what happens with a live podcast. Hold on, tribe. Hold on. She's coming. She's going to unfreeze herself. All right. Well, in the meantime, we're going to take this time for a little commercial break because you know that this podcast today is sponsored by Puka Pure and Simple. So hold on and we'll be back right after this. But what makes Puka shea butter better than everybody else's? Two things: ginger and turmeric essential oil. Ginger and turmeric, great for inflammation inside and out, and we sneak it into every body butter that you use. So when you're putting on that delicious shea butter and getting that wonderful, dewy, nourished skin, you're also adding those two super ingredients, ginger and turmeric, only in Puka Pure and Simple Shea Body Butter. Kim, you back?
I'm back.
Wait, Kim, Dawn just rolled to commercial because we had technical difficulties.
Let me tell you something. That was so smooth right there. I said, look at, she has grown up. Look at you. Yes.
Look, I saw the freeze. I was like, oh no. Go to commercial
Yes.
break.
Yes. Yeah. Technical difficulties. We'll be all right, everybody. I'm back.
It happens. I can't say always. I asked my last guest, and you've sort of already answered this. I know you already have, but I mean, we can have a little dialogue about it. That even though, and I want people to realize we talk so much about 2020 because it was such a hard year, or a year that we just have never experienced. But guess what, people? This is October 2021. And I feel like I have not been present in 2021 because I just keep thinking of, we're all 2020 pandemic. Time is marching on.
Yes.
Like we are 3 or 4 months away from 2022. So, I think we have to sometimes stop and be present and realize, like, okay, 2020 was a lot, but we're here, we're still thriving, we're still moving. So I asked my other guest, what did she birth during 2020? And not from the standpoint of a business, because I saw this Instagram post that said, if you didn't start a business or birth something or get something during 2020, you missed. That is a bunch of, look, 2020 was monumental. And if you did nothing but get out of the bed, take a shower every day, care for your family, you didn't have to birth anything. But some people did gain some different perspective, even if it's learning to have better conversation with people, just talking to your kids more, or things like that, spending more family time or quality time. Some people did start businesses. So I would ask what you birthed, but I mean, I can actually go down. I mean, you started a podcast army of 200 Black women that you put out into the scene there. You're working for Rising Tide now, which is amazing, helping entrepreneurs. You have totally turned Wax Candy and pivoted into a whole nother direction. So I feel really bad now saying, hey, Kim, what'd you birth? Because you're like, Dawn, you just took all my stuff.
Yeah, let me think. But you know what? You know what I did? I would say I don't know if birthing a new understanding of myself is something.
Okay, it is.
But there was, and even though the large majority of the year was me birthing these things because I was trying to keep my mind on something, I realized that I could not escape myself. And no matter what I tried to do, if I wasn't feeling right in here and something needed to be changed. So I think a better understanding, or I think honestly, I started to look at myself in a different way, in that I started to start looking at the things that I stopped criticizing myself as much. I
Mm.
stopped doing that because I started thinking about the fact that there were 7 people in my fiance's family who passed away
Oh,
in
yeah.
2020,
Wow.
and we're still here.
Mm.
And what does that mean?
Yeah.
And I can't, as much as we all want to throw 2020 away and it was so horrible, I had to look at it from a lens of, but I'm still here. So what does that mean that I'm supposed to be doing? And I think one of the things that I wasn't supposed to be doing was having this self-loathing,
Mm.
feeling sorry for myself, unappreciative, not having gratitude space that I was having in my head because of the year of 2020.
Wow.
And somewhere along the line, I felt by the end of the year that I cannot enter into 2021 with this mindset, because this is not going to serve me, and all the things that I quote unquote built in 2020 will not be able to follow me in 2021 and sustain themselves if my mindset about the other things that are more important are not fixed or corrected or changed. So I think that maybe it is, I just birthed this new understanding and this new way of looking at what it really is all about for myself.
That was beautiful, Kim. That was beautiful. I look. I was just like in my mind. I was like, I don't want to ask him that, but I'm like, this is Kim. Kim, just you have, like I said, you have a lot of just knowledge and just the way you think about things, and I just love the way you said that. So
Thank you. Thank
yeah,
you.
look, okay, okay. Well, we're almost gonna wrap it up. I do want to ask
Mm-hmm.
you about community
Mm-hmm.
because during 2020 and even now,
Mm-hmm.
online communities were really the one of the biggest ways that we were able to connect and stay together.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a big online community. A lot of your members are in the tribe, Sisters Connect,
Mm-hmm.
which is a big online community. We definitely have the tribe. So, what online communities did you join? Did you go to, or did you spend a lot of time in that really sort of helped you through those times, helped you stay connected to other women, other people during 2020?
So I definitely, of course, I was in the Best Life Tribe trying to get my head right and all that together, right? You know that for sure.
Yep.
There was another community that I did join for some time. This was in my entrepreneurial, like, I'm gonna be a bad chick space, which was called, We Should All Be Millionaires.
Ooh,
And it kind of lit a fire underneath me. I have to credit that community for making me understand about myself that there are no limitations that I should have
wow,
in my mind, in surrounded by what I can actually do and make. That
wow,
my brain, my creativity, all the things that I bring to the table are $1 million ideas, just like his ideas in the way in the in the suit and all of that. So it
wow.
really helped me, just being a part of some really strong, focused, moving forward thinking women who were proud to stand on the fact that they were women and were proud to say, oh yes,
Wow.
I can do this. So that was a community that, again, it really helped to uplift me and really make me feel as though,
Empowered.
Kim, stop feel empowered.
Yeah,
Exactly. Stop feeling like, all you deserve is just a little bit. Stop
yeah.
thinking that the only thing that you can do in your business is maybe if I make an extra $1,000, I'm good.
Right, right,
Why do we always have to
right.
limit ourselves? But we would talk to our sister and be like, girl,
You could have a million,
you can have
right.
1 million, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
just that. So that community helped me
And what was the
quite a
name of the
bit.
community? Say it again.
It's called We Should All Be Millionaires.
We should all be millionaires. Okay, we are all gonna
Yeah.
be in that community.
Yeah.
As soon as we get off of here, I'm going over there to
Yes.
join. Wow.
Yeah. And then there was one other community as well. Oh my goodness gracious. Uh the Great Girlfriends.
I'm in there.
Great
Yes, I love
Girlfriends.
them.
Yes, I love them. I feel the authenticity. I just love that. And anywhere there is a space where women can talk and freely talk, and we're supporting each other, and you can just, I love that. I love
Yeah.
that. So those are the communities that that kind of put me through and kind of kept me going in 2020.
Beautiful. And look, I'll put it in the notes for everybody so that we could all go over there and join all these communities because you could never have
Mhm.
enough support.
Yes.
So, Kim, we're going to
Yes.
wind it up. But
Okay.
what advice would you give to anybody listening, just for how to anybody that's maybe struggling with how to get back on their feet, how to get themselves some self-care, how to just feel better and feel a little bit more optimistic? What's a piece of advice that you would give to someone?
I would say the first thing that you should do is just take a moment and just stop.
Yeah. Mm,
Stop.
mm. That's your word. Just stop.
Just stop. And don't start until there is something that has been purged out of your head, and you will know when it's time to not just get going and just start running and revving up again, but when you stop and you're really really intentional about
Mm,
thinking about things, then you start to pull back the things that serve you, pull
mm,
back the things that are healthy for you, and that helps you to start dropping off the things that you don't need to continue to hold on to or move into. So just stop for a minute. Stop and give yourself just a breather and some time, and do this on your terms, not his terms or your employer's terms or your mother's terms. Do it on your own terms and make decisions based on what is going to edify you and make you feel healthy and whole and at peace and happy. And that is it. And I think everything else, it's a learning process as we go. We're going to have those bumps and bruises along the way, but just put yourself first. Stop for a minute
mm.
with everything else. Put you first.
The two words I got from you tonight are stop and no.
Yes.
And sometimes they might sound like negative words, but when it comes to self-care and just self-perseverance, stop. I love that. And no. Stop and no. I got it.
Yes.
Tomorrow, everything's going to be like, no, stop.
Stop.
All day long. Stop.
Yes. Yes.
Stop. Wow, Kim, this has been
Yes.
so wonderful. I'm so glad that you were on here today
Thank
with
you. And
me as my second
Dawn,
guest.
I would love to give something away to someone in
Yes,
your group,
yes,
right?
yes,
So I'm going
yes.
to have to drop this off to you, and maybe you can, I don't
Okay.
know. But I have these, it's so funny. So I have this big giant tote bag, right?
Is
I
that
don't
a
know if you
sis?
can see.
Is
Yes.
that a Sisters Connect tote bag?
Yes. So this
Oh,
huge Sisters Connect tote bag. So what you're actually seeing on the bag is me connecting with one of my sister friends. This is
I love that.
inspired by Jillian Sargent Allen, who is I interviewed her. Oh, I don't remember the episode number. But this is what you're also going to get too, Dawn. So you're going to have your special edition tote bag with us connected. Seriously, we are going there. But it's a huge bag, right? So I ordered these
I
bags and I
love
couldn't wait.
that.
And you can fit a bed in this bag, nice little
And
tote
that's what I
bag.
will carry in there,
But
Kim. A
I
bag. Oh my
yes,
goodness.
but I want to give away two.
Oh.
I want to give away one for to you, and I want to also give away one for you to give away to
Oh.
one of the people in the tribe, and that's it. Because we're all about giving and sharing and all of that and connecting. So there we go.
Look at that. Okay, so look, y'all better put RSVP in the comments. Put grow your glow. Put something in the
Something,
comments because that's
yes.
where we're gonna choose
Hmm.
the winner of this. Hold it up again, Kim. That is,
Yes.
I love some merch. That is nice. I really am gonna look. I will roll my bed up and put it right in there. And look, I'll be able
Yes.
to sleep anywhere. That's beautiful.
And
Ah,
one more thing that I did want to say to you,
yes.
one thing that I picked up in
Hmm.
in this time of 2021, where because I always have to transfer, and I love to be creative and creativity and creating. Now that I'm not creating as much with the candles, but creativity is really a therapeutic thing for me. So
Mm.
now I'm getting my little granny on and I'm
Are
crocheting.
you crocheting?
Yeah, so I'm crocheting now, right? So this
Kim,
is my
that's
new project.
nice.
This is my new project. So
Wow.
I'm working on that. But these are things that I do
That's
that
relaxing, though,
it's
right?
so
Crochet.
relaxing. It's
Yeah.
so relaxing. So find the thing that you love to do that relaxes you, that
Beautiful.
just makes you feel at peace. Find that
Mm.
thing, and you'll be okay. And that's a part of my self-care
Aw.
as well.
Beautiful. All right,
All
Kim,
right.
tell people where they can reach you. Tell them about where they can get you for Rising Tide if they're entrepreneurs, if they just want to talk to you and Sisters
Mhm.
Connect and everything.
Sure. So we'll start with Rising Tide first. Rising Tide Capital, you can visit them online at risingtidecapital.org. If you are a business in the state of New Jersey, if you're thinking about starting a business or you'd like to grow a business and you need a little help with that, just reach out. Reach out to us and we can get you into those Community Business Academy classes and we can get your business going. And I will be more than happy to help you with that. And as far as the podcast is concerned, you can find the Sisters Connect podcast on all the platforms. I am actually going to be dropping 2 episodes, a mini episode and a full episode tomorrow. So you can check out something new. And the podcast is about me connecting with the amazing women who have inspired me along my life journey that I've met along the way. Most of the conversations are going to be a women over 50 now that, I just got to admit, I'm there.
Oh,
Okay. I
bye.
can't have these
Yep.
young girl conversations
Yep.
anymore, but there
We're
we
all
go.
there. Yep.
But they're just uplifting, empowering conversations. And you can go onto my website at sistersconnect.com and you can find the podcast. You can also find out information about the upcoming course that I'm going to have, which I am going to be launching out on Teachable in another month. And that's it. You can reach me there. Okay.
All right. All right, everyone. So you heard all Kim's information. I'm going to make sure that I put it in there. Now, if you're still on here on the podcast, hold on because we got some extra freebies and things for you. But I want to play a game that I'm going to start playing with all the guests. And we played in the tribe and it's called Would You Rather.
Okay.
So this is your Would You Rather, Kim. Would you rather go into the past and meet your ancestors or go into the future and meet your great-great-grandchildren?
Oh, wow. I would say I would. Ooh, that's a hard one. That's a hard one. I would say I would go into the past.
Okay.
I would go
Okay.
into the past. I think it will give me a better understanding and appreciation of who I am, where I'm from, and maybe from that will give me the tools to be able to be a better person, to give more, to be more. So I want to go into the past.
See, Kim, your answer was so
Yeah.
nice. I was just nosy. Like, I want to see my grandkids.
You know what's
Well, I
on.
want to see my grandkids gonna look like. Meanwhile, I don't even have children, so they would just look like a puff of air. Like, they don't exist, Dawn. Like,
So
okay,
you are so
I'll just
silly.
go
Oh my
back into the
God.
past.
See, Dawn, I'm always trying to be so, I'm just trying to, and then you just always break it. You always break it for
Kim,
me.
you're intelligent, you're speaking nicely, and I'm always over here saying something silly. That's half the problem.
Girl, I'm gonna get off. But when I get off, I'm gonna be like, girl, no, okay, I'm sorry. But no, but seriously, but no. But
I've
yeah.
enjoyed this, Kim. And thank you
I've
so
enjoyed it
much.
too.
Thank you
Thank
so much.
you.
And for everyone, and remember all of Kim's information. And remember that this podcast is sponsored by Puka Pure and Simple. And what we are doing, because we're broadcasting in Puka, we're in the tribe, and we're on our YouTube. So we are sponsored tonight by our body butters. So anyone until midnight on the Puka website, if you put in the code GLOW, you'll receive 25% off of all of our body butters. So you can share it, you can do whatever you want, you can tell everyone, but by midnight, that little code gonna be shut on down. So get on there by midnight and make sure that you get your body butters. Code is GLOW. And Kim gave us a wonderful giveaway tonight. And we're also giving away one of our Puka puzzles. Yep, look at all you get. You know what? I think we're gonna do this one because you got your Sisters Connect bag, and we have our new Puka puzzles.
Oh,
So you can
how
put your
sweet.
puzzle right in the bag, Kim.
Yes.
And the way that you win one of those is you have to comment on this podcast, and we'll choose the winner in the morning of both of these wonderful prizes. And you can comment as much as you want. The more you
Nice.
comment, the better. So that is it. Thank you so much for joining us on this next episode of Grow Your Glow. And we look forward to seeing you next week. Bye, Kim.
Bye.
See you.